This is the Chromecast Ultra, Google's latest streaming media accessory designed to bring your TV access to services like Netflix and YouTube, while also letting you share your own media on the big screen with friends. While basic Chromecast functionality hasn't changed a lot since the first one launched back in 2013, this new model upgrades its hardware to take full advantage of today's latest HDTV sets. Do those improvements make it worth picking up? I'm Stephen Shank with Phone Arena, bringing you my full review of the Google Chromecast Ultra. Google knows a thing or two about search engines, and certainly mobile operating systems, but its relationship with streaming media devices for the home started off a little rocky, with very public failures like the Nexus Q. Thankfully, that didn't keep the company down, and just 1 year after the Q crashed and burned, the first Chromecast made its debut. That's proved successful enough to spawn several follow-ups, including the Chromecast Audio for connection to your stereo, and now the very latest iteration is the device you see here, the Chromecast Ultra. The design of the Chromecast Ultra takes a page or two, or maybe more accurately, the whole damn book, from 2015's second-gen Chromecast, rejecting the plug right into the TV stick-like design of the original model with a look that's probably best described as a tethered puck. The circular bit houses the meat and potatoes of what makes the Chromecast work, while its HDMI tail allows the unit to easily attach behind even TVs crowded by the presence of lots of other HDMI cables. It may no longer look quite as sleek as the first Chromecast, but it's a lot more versatile in terms of where it can be used. Compared to the second-gen Chromecast, the Ultra is roughly the same shape and size, though slightly larger and a wee bit heavier. Then again, this is not a smartphone you'll be carrying around all day, so those changes are largely academic. Like past Chromecasts, the Ultra gets its power via a micro USB port opposite the unit's HDMI connection. But while those past Chromecasts gave you the option to either use the bundled AC adapter or tap into an available USB port on your television for power, the Chromecast Ultra no longer offers such flexibility. It's the wall plug or nothing. That makes installation a little less clean looking than was possible in the past, but it also opens up a new door for connectivity. We'll talk more about that in just a moment. Rounding out the design of the Chromecast Ultra, we find a single status LED, helpful for letting you know it's hooked up, even if you struggle to find the right HDMI input with your TV's remote, as well as a single hardware button. Chances are good you'll never interact with it, but if the Chromecast Ultra ever starts acting flaky and you need to restore it to its factory settings, holding down that button for a few seconds will clear the unit's memory. Now, about that power supply. Past Chromecasts were designed to tap into your home's Wi-Fi connection, and while that made setup very flexible, allowing you to install the Chromecast anywhere you could place a TV, wireless networks aren't without their flaws, occasionally offering less robust, reliable connectivity or not as much bandwidth as a wired Ethernet setup. It used to be that you could bring Ethernet support to your Chromecast with the help of an optional adapter, but with the Chromecast Ultra, Google bakes that support right in. The AC adapter that comes with the Ultra includes its own Ethernet port. If your home's already wired for Ethernet, that makes setting up the Chromecast Ultra simple. Stupid simple. Don't get us wrong, installation over Wi-Fi is largely a walk in the park too, but Ethernet streamlines things even further. No match this code on your TV, no Wi-Fi passwords, it's straight up plug and play. No matter whether you're connecting things wirelessly or going the wired route, you'll get the Chromecast Ultra configured with the help of the Google Home app. Now, the actual steps you'll follow are very straightforward. Detect the Chromecast, connect it to your network, install updates if available, and give it a name. But in our testing, we did run into a few hang-ups here and there, where the app would tell us it was working on something, waiting for the device on the network or something similar, and then nothing would ever happen. No error message, no warning that things were amiss, other than the lack of forward progress. So if things do freeze up on you, don't be afraid to hit your phone's back button and try again. That second try always seemed to do it for us. Actually using the Chromecast Ultra works just the same as it has with every Chromecast since the dawn of, well, mid-2013. Once set up, all you have to do is look for the casting icon in Apps, tap that icon, and choose your Chromecast in case you have multiple units on different TVs to get things started. Right there, we run into one of the big improvements with the Chromecast Ultra, as media load times get supercharged. Now, if you're looking for buffer-free operation, well, keep on looking. But times do seem noticeably reduced compared to past Chromecasts, and that holds up over Wi-Fi just as well as it does over Ethernet. With Netflix, for instance, loading messages progressed from 0 to 10% in a second or two, then shot right up to 100% in just a little more than the blink of an eye. The second big change in the Chromecast Ultra, and likely the reason that most users are going to choose this model over the existing 2nd gen Chromecast, is support for 4K resolution and high dynamic range content. If you've picked up a new TV in the last couple years, you may be ready to go to start enjoying such media with a Chromecast Ultra, as streamed through apps like YouTube and Netflix. But even if you don't have a 4K set, there's good reason to appreciate the Chromecast Ultra, as anyone can enjoy the faster load times and the out-of-box availability of Ethernet support. The big question is whether or not the price is worth it. At about $70, the Chromecast Ultra costs more than twice as much as the regular Full HD Chromecast. If you've got a 4K TV though, that price is going to seem very much worth it, especially compared to more expensive 4K streaming options like those available from Roku. Even if you're just on 1080p though, the upgrades to speed and Ethernet support are still worth something. But unless you're planning to pick up a new 4K TV in the next year or so, maybe not worth the cost of 2 regular Chromecasts. Thanks for watching. I'm Steven Shank with Phone Arena. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming coverage, including our Mobile World Congress 2017 action.